Hi, this is Nordic Impact Week, and we are here in San Francisco on our impact journey. And we are here at SoCap 2017. And I've just met here a wonderful woman. Donna, who are you?
My name is Donna Morton, and I'm the co-founder and the CEO of changefinance, which is a Wall Street fund company. We just launched our first product on the New York Stock Exchange.
Wow. So you're visiting SoCap here. Is this your first time, or?
This is my fourth or fifth. I can't remember. I've been to roughly half. I feel like this is my finance family, right? This is where I feel maybe the most at home, because you have people coming at finance from so many different directions, and you have so many people capable of system thinking, and that's not common in finance. You have a lot of people with very deep knowledge on bonds or stocks or private equity strategies, but they lack context. They don't understand what's happening to our planetary life support system. They don't understand the implications of poverty and gender inequality and racial injustice on everything else. Whereas this is a place where the money people have hearts and souls and sort of deep knowledge of how everything touches everything else, and I love that part.
I always find it very interesting to find out the why you're doing what you are doing.
I got into finance for three reasons. One, I felt like there was a huge lack of money flowing to women and to people of color, and an excessive amount flowing into the demographic that is the young and middle-aged white male, and that everyone has genius. Genius is evenly distributed all over the world. It's just that access to capital is not. So I wanted to work on solving for that. And the second issue is about scale. I'm in my 50s now. I've been working on climate change for 30 years, and I'm heartbroken. Heartbroken about where we are, how little we've really got people to understand the implications of climate change, the solutions around climate change, and taking meaningful action around climate change. And I feel like finance is the mother of all human systems. There is no system on earth ever invented as powerful as the finance system. And so I feel like finance is the single best chance we have to care for everything we love. This is me as a mother doing my work in the world.
Wow. So you're here now to have a conversation and to have an impact here, and we have a global audience now. What's your views upon the future, and how should we sort of take finance as a resource to change the world and to work for a better future?
I think it's a twin story. I think there is this massive opportunity for the world to come together right now and use the power of our money collectively to solve for the worst issues of our time: climate change, injustices, restoring the rightful place of indigenous wisdom, solving for Black Lives Matter. I mean, there are countless issues we can solve through creating the right financial products that are designed right. But that requires us as individuals to take personal responsibility for how we touch the world with our money. And I feel like we've become zombies. Maybe the world is obsessed with zombies right now in movies and television. They're everywhere. And maybe it's because it's our shadow that we're actually becoming like zombies. You know, walking the world, not talking about who we are as financial beings, right? There's all this shame and secrecy, and people aren't supposed to talk about money. It's time to talk about money. It's time to look at your financial statement and learn the moral impact and the impact on people and planet of every single investment. And if you're working with financial professionals who can't hear you, and that happens to women a lot. Women, I hear almost constantly, you know, my financial advisor says, you worry about the philanthropy, honey. You're so good at giving money away. You have such a big heart. Let me, the big daddy figure, take care of you and manage your money for you. And oh no, you can't invest in that product over there. It's too new. It's too risky. So your idea of divesting from fossil fuels in order to protect climate change, that's such a nice idea, but don't worry about the rest. Enough of that. Enough. We have to take back that power as women, as people protecting the future, we have to look at our financial statements, see the real truth, and if the financial advisor we're working with is not capable of meeting us, we have to move on and hire people who are capable of hearing us. We don't have the luxury and time to study new products for 3 and 5 years and see what their financial performance is. Right now, there's a moral imperative to get your money out of fossil fuels, out of cancer-causing chemicals, move your money out of slavery, out of child sex trafficking in the tourism sector, move your money out of indigenous and human rights, and move your money to the world you want. Because actually there's more money to be made on that side anyway, right? Good investors say you want a 30-year ride. You want a long, predictable track of alpha in front of you. Don't get into the market. Warren Buffett says don't get into the market unless you can sit in one place for 30 years. Otherwise you'll lose money. This is the opportunity for a smart investor, a good investor, to also be in their moral integrity for the first time maybe ever. And that's really what I want to be, is a voice saying, okay, let's get real.
Yeah.
Let's move our money tomorrow.
Yeah.
Create the world we want. Divest from everything disgusting. And that's what we're doing as an all-women or a majority women's finance company with majority women investors, is we're inviting particularly women and young people and people who maybe grew up without money and are sort of afraid of the money system, to be invited inside and feel our power as financial beings, because we are awesomely power globally if we come together, if we become the largest we in human history. There's nothing that we can't change. But first we have to change finance.
There are a lot of women out there with great ideas. They're perhaps just beginning their business, and they meet the world, which you just explained. What are your advice for women who's there with a great idea? They feel they have a startup coming on. What's your advice to them?
I think there's 2 things that are really essential. One, nobody is going to give you permission to go into the world and change it. It doesn't work like that, especially if you're doing something new, unorthodox, radical, disruptive. The only person who can give you permission is you. And so that's the first big piece. We can blame structures that hold women back, and it's true, and policies that limit women, and it's true. And we can sometimes blame the older men who can be patronizing and difficult, though there are others who can be beautiful and allies. But I think there's this bigger piece right now of women needing to rise up into their power and decide there is too much at stake. I am not going to watch this world fall apart. I am not going to watch more harm come to the children. I'm going to step into my power and be the leader that I am destined to be, and nothing is going to get in my way. The second piece, mentors. Find other people. Do not try to do these things alone. I can't do anything by myself. I have all of these mentors and all of these supporters. I have this beautiful team of men and women who work incredibly hard to make this happen. And so give yourself permission, find your people, and do something really big, because this is not a time to sit on the sidelines and complain. We have to be the ones that change everything. Government agencies are not going to do this for us. The power of entrepreneurship, the power of moving capital to the world we want, I think is the single most powerful place we have to stand. In America, particularly in a time of Donald Trump, that White House is going to deliver nothing that solves for climate change or poverty or racial or gender inequality. They're moving in the other directions, right? They're taking us down this hill towards nonsense. And so what if we could actually use the power of Wall Street and financial markets to do an end run around the Trump administration, demonstrate our power, and make enormous change? Wall Street is ours. The money system is ours to remake. We just have to have the guts to do it.
Thank you so much, Donna. And I believe if you're out there and you find these questions or challenges or whatever opportunities interesting, SoCap is a good place, like for next year, to actually come here and perhaps find your mentor, and you get your advice and you get this network, and a lot of people that want the same thing, and we want to change the world, starting with people and money to do this. Do you want to say a last thing to the viewers before we end this conversation?
Just that, So I started my career as an environmental activist and then worked on policy. I ran a clean energy company. And it's kind of audacious that I've decided to be a CEO on Wall Street. That's a fairly unorthodox thing for me to have done. There's lots of people that are like, what happened? How did you end up here? And the truth is, I have to work bigger, I have to work harder, I have to work at a higher level, and I have to do something really important, which is I have to transform the money system into a place that has integrity. I have to bring my integrity and all of our into just a place for scoundrels and the wolves of Wall Street, right? We have to take it back from those people. They're morally bankrupt and have been forever. And this is the moment where places like SoCap, it's like a homeopath that we need to drop into the entire global financial system, because I think we are the solution if we just rise big enough and do this work intensely enough. So this product that we just created, the ticker is CHGX, I think represents activist finance. It's early. People will perceive that as risky because it's a new product, but no one else is creating products like this that are zero fossil fuel, that divest from the Dakota Access Pipeline banks, that care about indigenous rights and human rights the way we are. And so we're asking people to jump off the cliff with us, and maybe collectively we'll grow wings and make the world beautiful again.
That's great. So let's make the world beautiful, and join us in this conversation and in this great opportunity that we have, that we actually have the power here.
It's a privilege.
It's a privilege.
We do have this privilege to change the world right now if we can just come into our fullness and do it.
Thank you so much, Donna. Thank you so much. Take care. Have a nice day.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks.